Well, hello everybody. My name is Cody LaFrance. To start off and say I thought you guys did a really good job with your oral reasons. I thought this was a good idea for exhibition to have to still give back to the youth and let you guys still advance your skills. I know certainly just by the pictures and stuff, I thought you guys did a really good job for not having videos or anything. Some of you kids still reading into structure and angles of the skeleton and stuff I thought was really cool and neat, so it's glad to see that moving forward. With that, I'm going to do some separate videos here quick. Start off with the Hereford bred heifers. For the most part, I thought you guys handled that really well. I guess for me personally, I think it kind of boils down to a two-pair class. You start off with the 4 heifer to win. I think that one is just pretty unique for the breed. I think in terms of freshness and extension of neck, I think that one kind of handles it extremely well. She's not the biggest heifer in the class by any means, but I think she's moderate and got a ton of rib, and she's really level topped and good in her tail head. I really like her added bone and feature there at the ground. I just think that one's extremely unique for that breed. I just really like that heifer in terms of her completeness. I think she wins rather handily in my opinion. The heifer in second, certainly if you tell me she has the advantage in performance and length and size, I certainly wouldn't argue with you. I think the dark red heifer is longer bodied, certainly longer in her hip. For me, I think a heifer that's just pushing the little more extreme in terms of condition. So you see there in her brisket, she's a little shorter and thicker there in her neck. But I think a heifer still that certainly has a lot of cow quality in terms of body and mass. Heifer that still reads very attractive in her way her hip and hind legs laid into her. From there, I think certainly there's a little more gap in terms of quality. Certainly, I like the one heifer to be in third. I think that heifer, certainly she's fresher than the heifer in second. I didn't probably hear that as much in reasons as I'd like, but in terms of condition and freshness, she certainly has that advantage. A heifer, I guess, probably just boils down, probably just not as much body. A lot of you guys said that. Yeah, she could probably be hooked up there a little stronger behind her shoulder and strengthen her out in her top line, but I think that's still just a good fundamental, sound structured female that just gives up a little too much body in her overall appearance. From there, I like the 3 heifer in fourth. Certainly, you come back and talk about her advantages in terms of mass, and she looks stouter made and stronger in her top line. A heifer, for me personally, probably just there at the base of her forerib and back to her flank, just gets a little shallow, but more concerningly, she's just too straight there in the angle of her shoulder and knee, too straight there in her hock and her pastern at the ground, which a lot of you guys brought up. So all in all, that's I like the Hereford heifers. 4, 2, 1, 3. I thought you guys did a really good job on that class, so good job. Here in the red Simmental bull calves, I thought again was a really nice class, and again for me personally, I think it boils down to a 2-pair class. You have the 3 and the 4 bull on top. Truthfully, I think either way, I think there's lots of good description in it. Me personally, I like the 3 bull to win. Just his moderate, low maintenance package look. A bull, when directly compared to 4, I think he's smoother in the transition there to his forerib. He's deeper there at the center portion of his body and back to his flank. And I just like the way that his shoulder, the angle of his shoulder lays into him. Just a bull I think is very complete. Still has a rugged herd bull look. He's still good in his sheath and looks like he has good testicular development. Again, the 4 bull, he's certainly the bigger outlined, higher performing bull. Certainly reads as probably the stoutest bull in the class. He's really bold there in his rib. A bull for me probably just gets a little straighter fronted. A bull that probably just gets a little tight there in his heart right behind his shoulder. A bull that probably just want to just soften him up ever so slightly. But he's a big, high-performing, stout, rugged-made bull that's good in his sheath and certainly has a lot of purpose. From there, I think, again, just a little bit of gap in terms of quality. Me personally, like the 2 bull there and in third place. Again, he's just kind of a moderate, low-maintenance bull. Certainly deep-centered bull that looks like he's sound-structured. probably just gives up just a little bit of performance. But it's like to just see him a little more rugged looking. A bull that just looks a little flatter and plainer from behind. But I think a bull that certainly still has some value and certainly can advance some herds in the commercial sector. From there, I think the one bull just logically falls into fourth place. Certainly a long-bodied bull that certainly looks like he has some size and growth to him. I guess for me personally, a bull that just looks like he's a little too straight there in his front end. A bull that probably just gives up too much power and mass from behind, but certainly a good-bodied bull that still has some quality in him. I just think he lands in a tough class and just is a logical fourth place for me. But a really good class of bulls. I thought you guys did a really nice job describing them, especially on the top end. Like I say, it can go kind of either way on top. I just personally like the 3 bull better. So I placed the red Simmental bulls 3, 4, 2, 1. Thank you. Moving along here to the finished steers, I thought was a very good class. Certainly a lot of different shapes and sizes, but I thought from a description and a reason standpoint is a good class to describe. For me, I think go ahead and start with the 4 steer. Certainly he's a big heavyweight steer that holds the advantage in the class in terms of that. I think you read into him, he certainly looks like he's got the most hip and squareness there from behind. A steer that still looks like he's plenty good in his structure and his joints. He's still up-headed and has some look to him. I think just in terms of carcass merit and product, he certainly has the upper hand. From there, I think, you could shuffle some stuff around. I come back to the 1 steer in second. I think when directly compared to 4, he's longer necked. He ties in higher at the top of his shoulder. I think in terms of just balance and quality from the side, he maybe hits you with just a little more look from that aspect. Certainly a steer that still looks like he's got plenty of muscle and mass there from behind. I think for me, he just kind of logically falls into second. But again, I think you can place this class in different ways and describe stuff, and certainly still score points in the reasons room. From there, I like the 3 steer in third. Again, a steer that's really long-bodied. He's level-made. He's a steer, certainly, that looks like he handles very mellow there at his 12th rib, and a steer that certainly is deep back to his flank. From a structure standpoint, I think he reads probably just a little straighter there in his shoulder and knee. I just question him there. I like if you could see a rear view picture, he maybe just looks just a little flatter there from behind. But all in all, is still a big heavyweight steer that certainly has some carcass merit. From there, I think the 2 steer for me just logically lands into fourth place. Again, a long-bodied steer that's deep-centered. Looks like an easy feeding, practical type of animal. A steer that looks like he's just pushing just a little bit of shoulder there. One that's just a little tight in his heart and breaks behind his shoulder. And again, one that's probably just a little frailer structured, a little straighter out of his hock, but certainly a steer that's big and heavyweight and has a lot of product. So I think, again, this class you could do some different things and describe stuff some different ways and still score points. I just like the steers 4, 1, 3, 2. Thank you. As we move into our other species with the market hogs, I know you guys didn't have reasons on this, but I thought I'd just give you just a real quick brief description and rundown on the class. I think the class boils down into 2 pairs. Personally, I like the 1 barrow to win. When directly compared to 2, I think I like his head carriage and neck set. I think he just reads fresher there in his top side shape and mass. Just a hog that just reads with a lot of product and still some show ring presence to him. Still looks plenty flexible in his angle of his blade and back through his hip. Certainly the 2 barrel looks like he's bigger, he's larger scale and heavier weight. Certainly a hog probably just reads with just more mass to him there from behind. One for me that probably just looks just a little stale there at his chine, a little thicker in his neck. One that's probably just a little straight there and looks a little swollen there in his rear hock, but certainly a big product-driven barrel that has a lot of product when at the rail. I think, again, just the terms, the gap in terms of quality and just carcass merits, probably the biggest there in the middle. Personally, I like the 4 barrow over 3. 4 just hits me with just a little more mass and product. He looks a little bolder in his body shape and just kind of wider built. I certainly do like his structure there, the set to his knee and pastern better than the 3-barrel. Certainly the 3-barrel, he's probably taller fronted. I like his head better and his jawline. He's more descript. He just looks kind of just a little shallow bodied for me. Hog that probably just reads the plainness there in his top side shape. But again, a nice hog that certainly still has some product and muscle in him. So there's just a quick brief rundown on the market hogs. Thanks. Again, here another nice class of light horses as we move into this division of the contest. For me, it kind of boils down to more of a top pair between 3 and 4. Me personally, I like the light bay to win. I think he combines the best in terms of balance and structural correctness, along with adding more added mass and shape there for his hindquarters, and has more flair to his gaskin. Certainly, I can still appreciate the buckskin. He's the second best balanced horse in the class, but unfortunately, I just don't think he can just match my class winner's extra mass. The shorter hipped horse just wants to flatten there through his hindquarters and narrows at his base. I'm still, again, I think the largest gap in quality and balance there is found in the middle. For me personally, I like the one horse there to be found in third. Certainly holds advantage in terms of muscle and power there over the horse in second. But again, at this point, he just a little thicker necked, and he reads a little straight there in his shoulder. He's a little rounder there out of his hip. But I still think still a nice horse to be found in third. Again, I like the 2 horse there to be in fourth place. Certainly in terms of presentation and a really good picture and a striking look. Certainly he has the advantage there. I just feel like he ties in a little low there at his neck. He needs to be more laid back in the angle of his shoulder. And he's no question the longest and weakest down his top, while being short and straight out of his hip. But all in all, I feel like it's a very good class of horses with a lot of discussion. I like them 3, 4, 1, 2. Thank you very much. I had a great time listening to all your guys' reasons. I thought you guys did an excellent job, and hopefully next year we can have the contest live. So thank you. Have a good day, guys. Bye.